हाँ हाँ।
और फिल्म देखने के बाद पहले आप किस तरीके से, किस मनोस्थिति में गए थे कि यार ये फिल्म कैसी होगी, और फिल्म देखने के बाद आपका क्या रिएक्शन था?
चूंकि किरण ने इतनी तारीफ की थी और किरण के टेस्ट पे मुझे बड़ा भरोसा है, तो इतनी तारीफ ही की थी तो मुझे लगा था कि यकीनन अच्छी फिल्म होगी। और वाकई जब मैंने फिल्म देखी तो आई वाज जस्ट फ्लोर्ड विद द फिल्म। ये फिल्म आपको हंसाती है, रुलाती है, आपको सोचने पर मजबूर करती है, और आखिर में आपको एक सेलिब्रेटरी मूड में छोड़ती है। इट ऑल्सो इंस्पायर्स यू, इट मेक्स यू फील गुड। इट्स वेरी लवली स्टोरी, वेरी वेल मेड फिल्म, बहुत ही बेहतरीन फिल्म मुझे लगी। और बहुत कम फिल्में हैं मुझे लगता है हिंदुस्तान में जो हम बनाते हैं जिसमें कि जो हमारे मेन लीड कैरेक्टर्स होते हैं वो उन्हें कोई तकलीफ होती है, जिस्मानी तौर पे कोई तकलीफ होती है, जिसे आम जबान में हम डिसेबल्ड कहते हैं या डिफरेंटली एबल्ड कहते हैं। मुझे बल्कि कई डिफरेंटली एबल्ड लोगों ने ये सवाल पूछा है कि आप क्यों ऐसी फिल्म नहीं बनाते ऐसे किरदारों के ऊपर, ऐसे कैरेक्टर्स के ऊपर। तो जब मैंने ये फिल्म देखी तो मुझे लगा कि हाँ वाकई आखिर किसी ने ये फिल्म बनाई है। और ये फिल्म जो आपके लीड प्रोटैगनिस्ट हैं वो डिसेबल्ड हैं या डिफरेंटली एबल्ड हैं, लेकिन उनमें जो जज्बा है वो बहुत ही कमाल का जज्बा है, तो बहुत ही कमाल की फिल्म बनाई है। तो आई थिंक जो आमतौर पे जो हमारे समाज में जो लोग हैं जो डिफरेंटली एबल्ड हैं, उनको उनके हीरोज़ कौन हो सकते हैं, उनके लिए कौन किरदार हैं, उनके किरदार भी हम पर्दे पे देखें, तो ये एक फिल्म है जिसमें ऐसा हमें मौका मिलता है।
Shonali? Shonali here. To your left, slightly to your left. You can see my hand raised here. Here, a slight. Yeah. Lovely trailer. You have handled the subject very well from what I can see, from the trailer. What is the census certificate that you are hoping to get for this?
I think UA, Ajit. Ajit told me that. We got a UA for our trailer with no problem.
But no, given the new censor board issues that have been cropping up, do you see you getting a UA for this? Or
I'm not experienced enough to answer this question.
Aamir, can you answer?
See, as she said, we've already got a UA for the trailer. That's why the trailer is in front of you. And we will try and get a UA for the film, But if it requires that we compromise, the core of the film to get a UA, we will not do that, And for that, if we have to get an A but still be true to the film, I think we are very clear we will do that. Because, this is a film that should express itself the way it is,
Shonali, here. So, here, Sonia from IBN towards your right. Yeah. Should I stand? Oh, okay. Talking about censor only, recently this film has come up, Dam Laga Ke Haisha, and censor has muted this word lesbian from the film. And since your film also depicts a kind of this kind of relationship, what do you have to say about it? And do you think that really censor is going to create problems for the giving you UA certificate? And if censor comes up with something like this with your film also? And Aamir, I would also like to have answer from you also on this as a filmmaker.
I mean, the thing is, how can we predict what the censor board will do? So we might as well wait and see what they come out with, firstly. And I believe that list, they had issued a list of names. And after that, that's been retracted. So I'm not worried about things like that. And I think one has to just wait and see. Personally, I'm anti-censorship. I feel there should be a rating system. I feel it's ridiculous that we are infantilized in this country in this way. My first film, Aamir, was censored. And it was censored because there was no sex and violence in the film. They said, why should young people know a history that is better buried and forgotten? Because that film was on a genocide. So I'm very strongly against this kind of censorship. As to what this censor board will do, I don't know. I'm going to hope for the best. And let's see what they come up with.
Yeah, well, I don't think we should try and preempt what the censor certification will be and how the members will react. I think we should allow them to, see it in an unbiased manner without any pressure. But I feel that, in a country like India, which is a democracy where we have freedom of speech, it will be quite difficult to not allow a film, on unreasonable grounds. I have faith in our democracy. I feel it will be very difficult to allow unreasonable things to happen, and it may take a little longer. I think you'll have to go through the procedure of perhaps even it's happened in the past. You can approach the court, the courts of law, and they can also take a decision on this and help you. Because I think freedom of speech is a very important right that we have as individuals living in India in a democracy. And I'm sure the justice system will protect that right. I have no doubt about that. So I think the film is a very beautiful film. It's a very creative film. It's a very beautiful film. And in my opinion, I see absolutely no reason why they should have any problems.
Hi, Aamir, this is Faridun from Bollywood. Actually, today morning we spoke to Mr. Mukesh Bhatt, and he said that Anushka's film NH10, it had gone for censors yesterday, and the censor board has refused certification for it because apparently there are some cuss words in the movie. So, and they had this meeting with the INB minister some time back, and he had said that all that 28 words won't be applicable, and I'm not in favor of that. But somehow it's not working. So, like a movie like NH10, Anushka Sharma may be going to High Court for appealing to it. So there are still things over.
Yeah. So I think that this is probably a time and a phase that we are passing through. But I think all of us who believe in freedom of speech should come together. I completely agree with what Shonali said earlier. I'm also not in favor of censorship. I'm in favor of the rating system. So in a democracy, I don't think I should be told what I can say, what I can't say. But you can certainly see my film. The censor board can see my film and say that the kind of material that you have made is not appropriate for people below this age, for children below this age. So you can say, 12 and below, or 12 and above can watch it, or 15 and above can watch it, or 18 and above can watch it, which makes it an adult film. So I don't think that adults in our country need to be told, need to be kept away from material. They will themselves choose what they want to see and what they don't want to see. An adult person, will decide what he wants to see and what he doesn't want to see. But so I think that's what I believe. And if we do as an industry, if we do face it as a problem, then certainly I'm quite sure that all of us will come together and face that
because
together.
It is unprecedented that a movie has been denied certification. You can tell that these things are there and maybe you should just rework. So these are different times somehow. This has never happened, I think. So.
Yes, it is rather unusual. I'm also surprised to hear that a film has been denied certification. That is extremely, extremely unusual and perhaps unprecedented. So if that's happening, that's very unfortunate. And certainly we should come together and approach the authorities, which we believe will listen to reason.
Aamir, on a lighter note, on a lighter note, I'll be asking you this question. You said because Kiran liked the film and you had to see it. What are the other things that Kiran likes and you cannot refuse her?
There is no such thing that I cannot refuse. That I can refuse, rather.
On your fingertips, could you name them?
What are the things I can't refuse? Well, actually, Kiran is a lovely person, yeah. It's very difficult to refuse her.
Definitely, yeah.
It's extremely difficult to refuse anything she says. So I quite enjoy listening to her, actually. Because most of the time it's for my own good.
Hi, good evening. Myself, Vaishali Chandra from Koemoi. My question is for Kalki. What do you take back from the journey of Laila? Being with the character for so long, portraying it.
Well, before I started the film, I knew nothing about cerebral palsy except for one film I'd seen, My Left Foot by Daniel Day-Lewis. And it opened my eyes to how little education we all have. And I'm a pretty privileged, educated person in the country. And I have had very little exposure to how to be around somebody who's disabled, to know, just basic how do you behave around them. You feel awkward, you don't know what to ask them and things like that. So this whole process really opened my eyes, meeting Malini Chib, who's Shonali's cousin and who has cerebral palsy. And then going to adapt and working there. It just made me realize, the basics of human, that we're all human beings and that we need to understand each other, and the only way to do that is to ask questions and talk to each other face to face. And this film really, what I love about this film is it doesn't take disability or sexuality and make it this big issue. It says this is how life is. So what? Get on with it. You still get on with life. And Laila's character has this sort of beautiful sense of life and, a way of, getting up every time and making a joke out of things. And that's something that Malini Chib also really has in her life. And I think she was a huge inspiration for Shonali and for me, just because, this attitude, which you see already in the trailer, but you'll see a lot more in the film, of, Laila's love for life, basically. So, yeah, I learned a lot from the film.
Aamir, here. लव जिहाद मामले में बीजेपी लीडर प्राची साध्वी ने खान की फिल्म
आई थिंक आज हम लोग मार्गरीटा के बारे में बात करें, क्योंकि वरना टॉपिक यहाँ चले जाएगा, है ना?
ओके सॉरी, उन्होंने खान की फिल्म ना देखने की मांग की है, इस पे व्हाट्स योर टेक ऑन इट?
I think I'd like to answer questions about Margarita. Otherwise, I'm here to support the film. I really feel that we should talk about the film. और भी मौके होंगे ये सब बातें करने के लिए.
I just wanted to ask, because the film has already been released abroad, and I believe, it has gone to the film festivals, and must be in the process of getting properly released in various other markets, overseas markets. Now they also have a certification system. How do you think, what kind of certification do you expect for the film in the US markets, for instance? Has it been released in the US market by any chance?
No, not yet. But there, of course, it's just a rating system. But I wouldn't expect an R. R is the equivalent of the A certificate here. I don't think it would be an R rating.
R is not equivalent to A certificate here. Actually, 17 plus is equivalent to A certificate here. But then there have been films like, Blue is the Warmest Color. They have not been released. They are also about lesbian relationship. It is a Palme d'Or winner film at Cannes, but it hasn't been released in US. It is not getting any certification.
Yeah. So let me
Is
just
that
clarify.
because of certification?
Yeah, they also have this rating system which is akin to certification in the sense that unless you have certain ratings, suppose you have above 17 rating, cinema halls won't allow non-adults to enter the cinema hall. They enforce it very strictly, not the way we do it here, where even the kids can go in for adult cinema and nobody stops them. So they're very, very strict about this. The exhibitors in US and everywhere, whatever is my experience, and I have some experience in this area, they're very, very strict about it.
Are you saying that an American film is not released because it's not been passed by the censors over there?